Today we're going to be working on another lead code interview question. Uh, so the question on the lead code is it is 7:59. 7:59. This one is called employee free time. Because it is locked, you need a subscription in order to see that. So we're just gonna be doing it on the playground. The question goes like this: that uh, okay, so you have been given the schedules of the employees. So an example would be this one. So this is the input here. What is going on here is like an employee is busy from 1 to 2. Then an employee is busy from 5 to 6, then 1 to 3, and then 4 to 10. It could be one employee which is busy multiple times, but where there are overlapping, there are multiple employees busy at those times. So in the end, the answer is gonna be 3, 4. The reason for that is like this is the only interval. Like if you see starting from 1, uh, the schedule starts at the first when the first employee is busy. So because with otherwise we can just say that minus infinity to that point. But like what we're gonna be doing is like for this question, I'm gonna say that the schedule starts when the first employee in the sorted form, sorted intervals. When the first employee is busy, we're gonna start the schedule from there. So 1 to 2 is busy, 1 to 3 is busy too. So 3 to 4, no one is busy. So 3 to 4 is the only interval we have. And we're gonna stop the schedule at 6 because that's the last time when uh, any employee was busy. So within those time frames, the intervals in between their time frames, the only interval which all the employees are free is 3 to 4. We can look at another example here. So if you have been given these ones, the answer is gonna be 5, 6, 7, 9. So if I talk about this one, right? So the algorithm is gonna be that we're gonna be sorting them. That's the first thing I wanted to do. So 1, 3, right? Then looking at if the first element is if the starting date is first I'm gonna be sorting them looking at their starting time. If that is the same, I'm gonna look for uh, the ending time. Okay, 1 and 2 have been covered. The 6 and 7 is gonna be the next one, and then 9 and 12. So that would be the sorted form, right? Once we have the first step is done and we have sorted them, we're gonna look for the overlapping intervals. So 1 to 3 and 2 to 4 and 2 to 5, they all overlap. So basically, this whole thing, the first three intervals can be said that we do not have free time between 1 to 5. Starting from here, this is an independent one, so we're gonna say that we do not have time between 6 to 7 and between 9 to 12. Once we come to this point, which is kind of a sorted one and not overlapping one, the last thing we have to do is to go through them and find out that the two intervals where everyone is free is 6 to 7, 5 to 6 and 7 to 9. Okay, that being said, we're gonna start writing our function here. Okay, so we have the, sorry about that, public list of interval, and then employee free time, and what we have been given is list of interval and the schedule. Those are called schedule. Okay, nice. So we're gonna be have first of all we're gonna have sorted schedule. We're gonna call it all schedules. We don't wanna worry about whether or not they are overlapping or not. So we're gonna say list of interval all schedules is equal to new array list, right? And then once we have that, we're gonna be putting everything into the all the schedule all the list of time intervals into this all schedule. So for list of interval inside from the schedule, we're gonna be saying that all schedules dot add all and the list. Nice. Okay, once we have everything in there, we're gonna be sorting them together, sorting them. So collections dot sort, we're gonna be telling that we're gonna be sorting all schedules. The way we're gonna be sorting them is that we're gonna be using a comparator function, new comparator of interval. Okay, so basically when the two intervals come to you, basically we're gonna have to write the compare function and compare interval 1 and interval 2, right? So the two intervals come to this function, they should look for the start time first. If this is not equal, interval 2 dot start, what should happen is like we're gonna be returning the interval 1 dot start minus interval 2 dot start. Okay, otherwise you're gonna be returning interval 1 dot end minus interval 2 dot n. Okay, then we're gonna have our we're gonna have another one, which is basically gonna be, we're just gonna look for this all schedules list, but uh, oh, all schedules is already sorted when we did this. It's already sorted now, so we're gonna have another list of interval sorted but we want to call it like basically this is gonna be our non-overlapping intervals which are booked. New array list of interval, right? And then we're gonna say that uh, interval uh, interval 0 is equal to all schedules dot get 0. This is the reason is that for the first interval we're just gonna be getting uh, the start and the end time, right? And we are going to start processing from starting from the second interval. So the current start is gonna be equal to interval 0 dot start, and current end is gonna be equal to interval 0 dot end. Once we have that, also it's better to have a size, and size is equal to all schedules dot size. Okay, now as I said, the next step is to make sure that we have all the overlapping intervals merged, and whichever is non-overlapping, we're gonna be putting them into the sorted one. So for int I is equal to 1, I is less than the size I plus plus, right? And the interval is gonna be equal to all schedules dot get that particular interval, and we're starting from the first one as we have already processed the zeroth interval. If that interval dot start is less than equal to the current end, that means we have an overlap. All we have to do is to update our end. Current end is gonna be equal to math dot max current end, or the interval of or the end of the incoming interval. Otherwise, we know that they are not overlapping ones. We're gonna be adding the previous one. Add new interval current start and the current end. Okay, and then also we need to update the current start as this incoming interval start, and the end as the this incoming interval dot end. Once we come out of this for loop, we are at this step now. We have 1 to 5, 6 to 7, 9 to 12. These are the things sorted, and also the overlapping has been combined together. So once we are at that step, or the last thing we need to do is that, oh, once, because the way it is written is that the last one is not processed. So once you come out of it, we are still need to add one more. Sorted dot add new interval current start and current end. So now we are at that stage where all the non-overlapping intervals have been put in there. So list of interval free time list is equal to new list of new array list of interval. So we're gonna be going through again. You can say that int sorted size is equal to the sorted dot size and for int I equals to 0, sorry, I is equals to 1, I is less than sorted size I plus plus. And the reason we are starting from I is, you will see in this equation, because I have to take the first one and the previous one, not the 0th one. So free time list dot add a new interval. The starting one would be sorted dot get, would be the previous one minus 1 dot end, where it ends, and uh, the the ending would be the sorted dot get the current one dot start. That would create a free time interval. Once we come out of this for loop, we can just return the free time list. That's how I would do that. In terms of the complexity, if let's say if we have n number of intervals here, right, n intervals, we need n log of n in order to sort them, and then that's it. After that, it's just linear. The sorting is the expensive operation. Otherwise, we're just going through one more time, putting the uh, overlapping one together, and then going through again in order to calculate the free time. So again, this is n log n is going to be the time complexity. In terms of space complexity, it is n, because uh, yeah, worst case, when, because we have to, yeah, we are, the space complexity is also linear, because we are saving them into other intervals, so that we can actually make decisions based on non-overlapping ones. So the space complexity is linear. That's all I wanted to cover. Thanks for watching.